Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm John with
Queen.
So we're going to be taking a look at a short history of slavery by Candace Owens. And this is a first time reaction for us. I've not seen this video before. And if you're new to this channel, this is Sparkles TV, please give this video a big thumbs up and hit the bell icon to get notified anytime I post a new video, guys. And please support this community by subscribing to it as well. Without further ado, let's get right into this video today, guys.
For a brief history of slavery. Here's the first thing you need to know. Slavery was not invented by white people. It did not start in 1619 when the first slaves came to Jamestown. It existed before then. It did not start in 1492 when Columbus discovered the New World. In fact, when the intrepid explorer landed in the Bahamas, the native Taino tribe hoped that he would help them defeat their aggressive neighbors, the Caribs. The Caribs enslaved the Taino and, on occasion, served them for dinner. Slavery existed in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. The word slave actually comes from the Slavs of Eastern Europe. Millions of them, all white by the way, were captured and enslaved by Muslims in the 9th century and later by the Ottoman Turks. Slavery existed when the Roman Empire controlled the Mediterranean and most of Europe from the 1st through the 5th centuries. Slavery existed when Alexander the Great conquered Persia in the 4th century BC. It was so common that Aristotle simply considered it natural. The slave master model was just how the world operated in the great philosopher's day. Slavery existed during the time of the ancient Egyptians 5,000 years ago. As far back as we can go in human history, we find slavery. As renowned historian John Steele Gordon notes from time immemorial, slaves were a major item of commerce. As much as a third of the population of the ancient world was enslaved. Here's the second thing you need to know. White people were the first to formally put an end to slavery. In 1833, Britain was the first country in the history of the world to pass a Slavery Abolition Act. They were quickly followed by France, who in 1848 abolished slavery in her many colonies. Then, of course, came the 13th Amendment in the United States Constitution. After centuries of human slavery, white men led the world in putting an end to the abhorrent practice. That includes the 300,000 Union soldiers, overwhelmingly white, who died during the Civil War. Now, am I saying that this makes white people better than anyone else? Of course not. My purpose here is to simply tell the truth, and the truth is that human history is complicated. No one, regardless of skin color, stands guiltless. Yet today we are never told to consider the murderous Persian Empire or the cannibalism of indigenous tribes of North and South America or the heinous actions under the imperialistic Muslim, Chinese, Mongol, or Japanese empires, to name just a few. Instead, we're told that slavery is a white phenomenon. And like all persistent lies, this lie spawns a bunch of other lies. On social media, I come across extraordinary depictions about how Africans lived like pharaohs before Europeans came and laid waste to their paradise. I wish any of this were true, but it's not. It's fantasy. The truth is that Africans were sold into slavery by other Black Africans, and in many cases, sold for items as trivial as gin and mirrors. Whites didn't go into the interior and round up the natives. They waited on the coast for their Black partners to bring them Black bodies. The stark reality is that our lives had very little value to our ancestors. Here's the third thing you need to know. If you think slavery is a relic of the past, you're wrong. There are some 700,000 slaves in Africa today, right now. That's the lowest estimate that I could find. Other sources say there are many more. For context, that's almost twice as many slaves as were ever brought to the United States. Child soldiers, human trafficking, forced labor, these are the conditions that currently exist within the same sub-Saharan region where the transatlantic slave trade originated. African bodies are being sold today like they were sold then, and no, they are not being purchased by any country of white men. In fact, slavery, by any traditional definition, is exclusively practiced today within non-white countries. But we hear almost nothing about that. Just like we hear nothing about how slavery was universal until good people in Europe and America ended it 2 centuries ago. Why? Because our so-called leaders, black and white, wouldn't profit from it. Black victimhood is nothing if not profitable. It elects politicians and funds racial grievance groups. And if Black Americans began to view themselves as partners in the American dream, if we embraced the patriotic spirit that holds all men are created equal, the patriotic spirit that is our real heritage, then the race hustlers would soon be out of business. And who wants that? I'm Candace Owens, author of Blackout for Prager University. Thank you for watching this video. To keep PragerU videos free, please consider making a tax-deductible donation.
This video was so educating to watch, and most things she said wasn't new to me because we are Nigerians, like we are in Africa, so we knew that our ancestors sold some of us to the whites. So some places in Nigeria, you go somewhere like Lagos, Badagry, right? You see the exit routes which the white people came and sold, the black people sold slaves to them. It was actually like more of a trendy then, like you're selling goods, like let me say
like in form of commerce.
Trade, or what do you call this thing, trade by barter, like you give me something, I get something, because they'll give them like a bottle of gun, a gin, or a gun, or umbrella. And then the funny thing about it is like an umbrella was like 15 men. That was how valueless men life were to them, like just for an umbrella. So it was so crazy. So I knew about this part, and people's life at that time was like worthless. So it wasn't like entirely the white people fault. I won't put it entirely on the white people fault, because if the black people didn't sell their brothers to them, they won't get the slave. Yeah. So I would say slavery was a rampant thing during that time of that era of the world. So it wasn't entirely the white people fault. It's not entirely just right to blame it on the white people. When she said 700 people being enslaved in Africa, that's new to me actually. I've never heard of people being enslaved in Africa. The little thing I know here that's common in Nigeria is people being maltreated by their oldest sibling. Let me say this as an example now. Let me say you have like you're 32 years of age and you have a younger sibling, and your parents aren't able to take care of that child very well. Let me say your younger sister now. So your parents ask the younger sibling to move in with you. It's all of you to like actually take care of that sibling. You start maltreating that sibling. I think that one is common everywhere in the world. That's the little I know of in Nigeria and most part of Africa actually. But the part of 7,000 people used as slave, I've never heard about that before. It might be actually existing. I'm not saying it's wrong or it's true, but it's new to me. It's a new information to us. So really enjoyed this video and really educative to watch, and I wish more people will see videos like this to educate them on their history, guys. So if you really like and enjoyed this video, please give this video a big thumbs up, hit the bell icon to get notified, and please support this online community by subscribing to it. Have a blessed day and see you in my next video, guys. Bye.